Good morning, everybody. We are here on a cool and blustery afternoon for the Hungary GP qualifying session. We are getting into it a little bit. We're going over the tires. Aaron, how you feeling this morning, brother?
I'm feeling pretty good. And even though it is kind of cooler where we're at, a little blustery, it's hot over there in Hungary. The Hungaroring has been toasty all weekend. It's been interesting to see how the different drivers are handling it. And I think the main thing I'm interested to see just as we start here, and they're showing the track temps at 136 degrees Fahrenheit, 58 Celsius. But I'm curious if the Haas engineering team is going to be able to have Mick Schumacher's Haas ready to go after crashing out in FP3 just a couple of hours ago.
Now, I didn't see that update. What happened exactly?
He was just going around one of the higher speed turns, crashed at about 150. Similar looking crash to the way Max went towards the wall, not as hard. And there was a bit more, I think, of a runoff area that he kind of skidded across to slow him down. But when he spun into losing control, he was going about 150. So the chassis is probably a little banged up, and not sure if they'll be able to get the car back in order for qualifying. So
Damn, that's gonna be bad news for them, man.
Yeah, I mean, even with that, he's still. I mean, they were probably going to be 19th and 20th in the Haas's anyway, so like you definitely want to get your guy more opportunities, give him the chance, but the way the car's been driving, I wouldn't be surprised to see it have been down at the bottom anyway.
Right. Yeah,
but I
can't imagine they would have been able to get too much higher there.
Yeah, but even in FP3, Mick still had a faster time than Mazepin. Even though he crashed out. So up in there, they're showing the Haas team garage
with the screens up.
Yeah, so they're gonna.
Those screens are sweet, bro.
They are. It's definitely pretty interesting how protective they are of a lot of the features of their cars and everything. I mean, it makes sense. They do have to create all their own parts. It makes a difference, but it's interesting for sure.
Yeah, especially when it's these on track before event repairs, when everybody's milling about on the paddock, they're saying, walls up, get the heck out of here, man.
Yeah.
Where you would imagine a lot of this stuff happens at the factory in between race weekends and these things, you wouldn't really see this kind of mechanic work. Oh, yo, look at that train. You see that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Bro, that's awesome.
Goes under the track and everything.
I imagine that's a way for people to get from one side of the track to another, depending on what's going on. Look at all those buildings, bro. Dude, I'm just constantly amazed at the circus that is an F1 weekend. I'm so impressed by the logistics of it and how they just get everything moving.
I'm curious how packed that area looks on a normal day, because the amount of trailers, tents, setups and everything that they bring in for an F1 race is unbelievable. So we got Pierre out on the track, or sorry, that's Yuki out on the track. He got out early. Another thing to keep an eye out for is, I think, looking at Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon. They've had a really strong weekend so far. The Alpines had really good pace on this track. And it is a tougher track to try and get past people. So qualifying does play a pretty significant part in how things shake out at the start or early on in the race, which of course makes sense. But
based on what you were saying from Q2, yeah, I think Ocon was up like P4, P5. around the time that they were doing like their qualifying pace.
And
Like laps.
Alonso's been in the top 10, I'm pretty sure, of every practice session so far.
Okay, there you go.
Also, though, with that, if Lewis can hold on, he was about 9/10 up on Max in the last practice session. If he can get that pole and then take it to the end of the race here, that would be 9 times winning here at the Hungaroring, which I believe is the most of anyone at a single track ever. So Lewis out here still looking to set some new records.
I wouldn't have imagined, and this is just like kind of conjecture, it doesn't really matter, but I wouldn't have imagined that the Hungary track was the one that he had the most victories on. I would have guessed it was like Silverstone or something similar.
Yeah.
So it's just, to me, it seems just like a random track. I understand based on their thing that this is a pretty old track on the Formula 1 calendar, so it makes sense that these drivers have been there over and over. This just isn't what I would have guessed for the high win rate.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely impressive though.
I definitely agree. So we've got Yuki out here. He's the first
He
one
went purple one too.
Well, he's the first one out there on a flying lap, so
hey, he still went purple, dude. He's setting the pace, man.
You are correct. So fastest lap.
Yo, what would you do if I just started doing the Thorin shoulder roll during our recordings? And I just started like rolling around.
Well, during a race companion, it's a little bit different because I'm mostly focused on the screen and what's going on there.
But if you podcast, if I was
did
just
during
like,
an episode, if you're just like,
does he have Tourette's? Like a mild form of it? Because like a lot of times it takes form in like tics.
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
This doesn't have to be a medical appointment for Thorin. I was just curious.
I'm not sure. I don't know if he's ever like mentioned it.
I doubt he would. For a dude like him, he wouldn't believe that matters.
True.
You know, he would never feel like that's something he needed to talk about.
No, for sure.
Back to qualifying. We got 13 minutes left. We got in Q1 anyway. We have 4 drivers who have set a time. We got a bunch on outlaps right now.
Max just left the pit lane, so.
Oh, okay, cool. So we're about to see some hot laps from at least one of the Red Bull drivers.
So what were you going to say about Valtteri? Yeah.
Yeah, it just looked like he was getting backed up behind whoever that was. I couldn't tell who that was. But I guess qualifying, they don't have everybody out on track at all times, right? Like there tends to be like light traffic, and then obviously as the session winds down, more people have to be on track to set times.
Exactly. So they're taking the time early to try and get out, like get a lap in, see how it goes, come back, make any adjustments, just kind of really make sure that their setup is kind of fine-tuned. Well, actually, at this point, I don't think they can change their setup because it's Parc Ferme, which is...
Now, does Parc Ferme start after P3?
I believe so.
Or is it once qualifier starts?
I think it's after P3. Okay. Practice 3.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yo, I have to say, and I'm happy this is a qualifying that we're doing a race companion because I don't have to listen to the announcers.
I've got them in my ears still.
I just have the closed captioning on so I can read it.
Gotcha.
Although, go ahead. My bad. I keep cutting you off.
No, it's all good. I was just gonna say Valtteri just went purple in section 1. Now Lewis just beat that and took purple by about 0.4. So they're both coming through pretty quick.
And these are runs that both the Mercedes drivers are on red sticker tires. So they're really pushing the pace, and then we'll see the strategy change going into Q2 and then Q3 depending on what tires they want to be starting on. But yeah, right now all the drivers are pushing. Bottas sets a 1:16 for the top of the table.
Yeah, just pretty quick, but
yeah, I was seeing like 1:18s during practices.
Yeah, I thought in FP3 they just said that that's the first time we've been in the 1:16s, but I thought FP3 had.
Are they just talking about for practice, or is that?
Well, they said of the fastest of the weekend, and I thought that. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that Lewis had been in.
Verstappen's purple in all sectors.
Nice.
Lando Norris just hit P3, about 7/10 off of Hamilton. Here we go. Max coming around the final corner. What does he get? 1:16.2.
Wow.
2/10 quicker than Lewis. We have Max 1, Lewis 2, Valtteri 3, Lando and Daniel at 4 and 5, respectively, for the McLaren drivers.
And Pierre pushing them down to 4th as he jumps up to 4th, pushing both Lando and Danny Ricks down.
Yeah, and he's only 6/10 off. He's only 6/10 off Max, so he's got great pace in the AlphaTauri.
He's looked really, really good this weekend. Finishing, he was in FP3. He finished, I think, down in 11th, and it was not quite what was kind of expected.
Gotcha.
But we did have both Max and Lewis in the 1:16s in FP3, so I'm not really sure what they're talking about on the on the broadcast, but nonetheless.
Well, it's kind of tough when when you're trying to listen to two conversations, you don't get all the details.
Yeah. Speed trap, we've got Seb going through that at 300 kilometers an hour, 186 miles. That's so fast. It just blows my mind still. I've been watching this for a couple years now, and it still just blows my mind every time.
And especially that they not that they hit those speeds, but that they're able to hit those speeds with with right? Because the downforce lets them turn in at that speed, and then the braking system, they're cutting speed in fractions of a second.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the whole system of how they're built to go fast is fascinating.
Oh, absolutely. And we just had Checo come through. P6, he's a full second back off of Max, so that's a little interesting to see that pace.
That was a pretty good run from Seb right there. P8.
Yeah. So we still have both Ferraris, Lance Stroll, and both Alpines, so there's definitely some people that could bump him down the lineup a little bit, but the Ferraris, I think, have had a little more difficulty than everyone was expecting after calling this Monaco without the walls. I have not really seen as much as I necessarily expected from the Ferraris. We were on board with I think this is Carlos Sainz right now, or is that Sainz or Leclerc? Leclerc, gotcha. Coming through to finish his first hot lap, see what he comes through, up to P6.
17.
Not bad. So 300's up on Alonso, but the fact that and Sainz goes P4, so very interesting.
Oh wow, there we go.
Yeah.
Now they've been stronger on race day than they have qualies in practice, correct?
I would say recently a little bit, yeah.
Okay. So we can maybe expect a little bit of a level up. Oh, what's going on there? Yeah, that's a tough spot to put Carlos in there coming out of the pit lanes. They should have let him know that Pierre was coming, and then have him just sit in the pit lane exit for just a couple seconds. It wouldn't have been that bad. Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate.
Yeah, because that could easily be a penalty for signs. Probably a three grid penalty, or 3 place grid penalty. So we're seeing Checo out here for another hot lap. See if he can bump himself up. He needs to be right around P4, P5, honestly.
And who were you mentioning? Sorry, I was listening to Nico talk about the incident.
Sergio.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Down in P9. Let's see what he can do. He's in Sector 1 currently, down a couple seconds off Max's pace. We're on board with Checo now.
And I just noticed that down at the bottom with the sector times, like you can kind of see about how far they are through the sector. It like fills up with a light gray bar as it's going, which I didn't notice before. That's kind of
cool. I like how it has the turn counter as well, so you just like can get a sense of what the turns look like just sitting in the car. You can say like, oh, this looks like that. Oh, this is turn 14. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 117.2 for Checo.
Not moving at all.
Not moving at all. 5 minutes to go in Q1.
That's pretty rough though. The fact that he's that far back down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Max doesn't need that.
No. Well, and just Red Bull in general, they're only 4 points up on Mercedes and the constructors right now, and they're just letting Lewis and Valtteri just hold these top spots up there and not really putting pressure on them.
Well, and then also having a bunch of other teams in between, too. Like, you got both of your Ferraris ahead of him. You have one of your Alpines, one of the AlphaTauris.
And Gasly shouldn't be ahead of him. That's something that is needs to be fixed a little bit. So
needs to be addressed.
Yeah. And so, looks like Mick is not going to be able to get out for any laps, most likely. 4 minutes left in Q1 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the walls are still up at the Haas garage. So.
And Mick is just sat in the back, looking on in disgust.
Yep. There goes Yuki off for.
Oh, look at the camber of their front rights. Look how much that wheel's turned in.
Yeah.
You see that? That's crazy.
So
I don't know if that's what the term is. I know it's like toe in and camber. I think toe in is when it's like pointed out, and then camber is like how they're where you have the top.
I think the camber is just the degree to which the tires are tilted. I think it can be used for either. I think that's the general term for the
I understand
tilting of the tires.
Gotcha. So no matter if it's here or here, you would still say that's the camber of the tire.
Yeah, or like the DAS system for the Mercedes cars last year would change the camber of the tires as they were going through it,
Gotcha.
as they were driving. So
you learn something new every day.
Yeah, so camber is the inward or outward angle of a tire viewed from the front of the vehicle.
Gotcha. I had always, what should I say? My deductive reasoning skills whenever I would play racing games told me that camber was like referring to like the top half of the tire and how it like pointed in, and then toe in referred to like the bottom half of the tire and how it like if it like dipped towards the midline of the car. Obviously I never understood. But now we know camber just refers to the angle of the tires. Yep.
And they do. Like, the tires, like, it's interesting to see the different cars. And we're going to have some traffic here right at the end as everyone and their mother is trying to get their last lap in here for Q1. Yep. I think, in particular, I want to see if Yuki and George can get out of that bottom 5. And kind of see who gets pushed out. So
I think Raikkonen and Giovinazzi are gonna get clapped. I think Russell and Tsunoda will get through to at least Q2.
Yeah.
That's my prediction here for the final minute.
I mean, we'll see too about Seb though. Seb's kind of right on the edge there. So I'd say 13 through 15 are all kind of in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So George just had some understeer around one of the turns and probably lost a little bit of time there. But only a 10th down on Giovinazzi, so he's coming through looking like he might be able to... Oh. George. Yeah, George is not looking like Mr. Saturday today. We'll see how he comes through. He is...
Now,
Yuki,
green means personal best, though, right?
It does, but Yuki stays down in 16. George,
Yeah, same with Russell.
17. Yeah.
Damn, dude. These kids are butthole, man. Oh, no, I'm like right at the bottom.
First time this season they said that he was knocked out in Q1 for George. And Ricardo did not go any faster.
Jeez. Daniel Ricciardo, unfortunately, is just becoming just like a mid driver.
Wow, and Kimi just went up on Ricardo. Giovinazzi back in 15.
Yep, his spot.
So let's see if Yuki can put in this, or is he done? Or did he get? He might have crossed. Done. He might have crossed the line in time to get this last lap started to make a second lap run. George out qualifies. Latifi again. Yeah, so Yuki is out.
Damn. So we have Yuki, Russell, Latifi, Mazepin, and Mick Schumacher out in Q1.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
George apologizing to the car didn't look super fast this weekend though. Even in there, he didn't have really any times where he was even up in P 13, 14 or anything during the practice sessions, if I'm remembering correctly. So,
no, I think you're right.
So I mean,
that dip into the grass, that was pretty brutal.
That definitely did not help him. So
now we're in between for Q1 and Q2. I'm gonna go grab a tissue very quickly. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. So it's a bummer though that Yuki's out. So we're looking at it. So Max has the fastest time. We've got Hamilton and Bottas right behind. Sainz in 4th. Gasly in P5. Stroll 6. Norris 7. Leclerc 8. Vettel 9. Alonso 10. Perez 11. Ocon 12. Raikkonen 13. Ricciardo 14. And Giovinazzi 15. So we're looking at getting into Q2 in a little bit. Yeah, and Latifi having some conversations with the pit wall. It seems like Williams is having just a tough time in general this weekend with their car.
Gotcha. Are you seeing this same? Graphic here?
Possibly. What's the graphic? I don't have much on my screen right now.
Oh, it's got a bunch of yellow dots in the sectors. It has all the individual sector times for everybody.
No, where are you seeing this?
I don't know. I don't know if I clicked something.
I'm just on the main feed.
I accidentally clicked the data button.
Oh god.
I don't know how I did that. Oh, okay, because it comes up for the. Oh, all right, cool.
Interesting.
Damn, so they just have all sorts of feeds available. Well, I mean, I guess in such a sport, I guess data is quite important.
Oh, definitely. Showing Gunter on the screen, just chilling in the Haas garage, looking disappointed.
Very, very disappointed. There's something about hats that are too big for a person's head that are weird looking. And it feels like a lot of these hats are too big for their heads.
That is why I'm not a hat person. I look weird in most hats. I have one hat that I wear. It's right behind me. It's right there hanging on my door, on my closet door. But I'm pretty sure it's a child size hat so that it fits my head better.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's small.
Do you have nightmares about the size of your head?
No, I have a very small head. It's just weird. And when I played baseball, it was a thing that my hat would fall off like every time I made a play, or like every time I moved, pretty much, which was mostly due to the mop of hair that I had, but also I think slightly due to the way hats fit me.
I understand.
So
I was looking at that one engineer's mask. He's literally been using that mask since the pandemic started.
how can
Did
you
you
tell?
see that? It was just covered in like black shit, like right on his nose and like right on his chin, like where he would like be fucking with it the most.
You gotta wash those, man. You
Or at
gotta
least just
wash
get
them.
another one, bro.
Yeah, you gotta wash them.
That's where all the COVID is. It's just like right there on the front of the mask, man. That's why we're still dealing with it. It's all on the front of that engineer's mask. He hasn't washed it. Jesus.
Horrifying. That's terrifying. As
This
if
guy.
as if they don't just have tons of free ones at the Aston Martin garage,
Oh, I know.
or was it the Haas garage? Which
It was the Haas garage.
Haas, okay. I didn't know
Dude.
which engineer. I
Look at
missed it.
those ladies' fucking tree trunks, dude. She could squash my head in between those thighs. That's insane. She's been doing squats like crazy.
Yeah, because that's not just working the booty. That's all the way down to the knee.
Yeah, dude, those were some ham hocks, bro.
I don't know if I've ever heard that as a term to refer to someone's legs, but that's hilarious. And they just have a water park right
she looks
next.
fit.
Absolutely, and they just have a water park next to the Hungaroring too.
Seems pretty dope, man.
Yeah.
I wonder if the view, like, not that you would want to be up there for long, but I wonder if you can see like a decent bit of the track once you get to the top of the thing.
That'd be interesting.
See a couple ladies up there in bikinis.
Never know.
You never know.
Distract the
Probably
drivers a
fucking
little
hot.
bit.
Oh, I know,
yeah.
right?
I mean, they said the track's around 155 or 150 Fahrenheit, so I would imagine that it's probably about 95 degrees there right now. Let's see what the weather is like at the Hungaroring.
Oh, let me just click the data button real quick.
It's 85 degrees Fahrenheit.
Gotcha. There's a 47% humidity in the air,
Yep.
and the wind is 1.8 kilometers per hour.
And for tomorrow, it's actually, so today the high is 86 there, but tomorrow the high is 94. So the track's going to be even hotter tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
And it's a sunny 3 p.m. today over there.
Wow.
All
So
right.
they are so they're 6 hours ahead of us. Okay. So, okay. So when they were doing free practice at 6 a.m. for us, it was noon for them.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And also, I just checked George's FP1, FP2, and FP3, and he was 15th, 15th, and 16th. So he would have been on the verge of getting knocked out just based on those anyway. But
Gotcha. Did you see Max's little brother right there?
no, I missed it.
I don't know if Max has a little brother. He looked like him, though.
All right, and so we've got Max back out on the track.
13 minutes to go in Q2. All right, who gets knocked out here, Aaron?
Giovinazzi, Ricciardo, Vettel, Ocon, and Stroll.
Okay.
I think
That probably sounds pretty close.
Yeah, but I mean, there could be plenty mixing up between Alonso, Ocon, Raikkonen. Actually, Raikkonen's probably more likely than I'd say Vettel or Stroll to be knocked out.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if these Alpines can show some of that pace that they've had. But Stroll and Vettel and Raikkonen on the softs, while Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, and Perez are all on the mediums.
And Q2 is where they lock in their race choice. So if they get through Q2 into Q3, they have to start the race on the tires that they got out of Q2 with. And then anybody sitting below that gets choice, right?
Yeah, so whichever set they had their fastest lap on too.
On the fastest lap, okay.
So if they
say the tire set that you got out on.
Yeah, it does make sense, but I knew what you meant, that you got through on. But it's kind of weird because if you do have a qualifying time on both to get through into Q3, it's just that's why they choose the fastest.
Gotcha. Okay.
Fastest lap set. Hamilton coming through. He is purple in sector 2, but Max has purple sector 1.
16.5 for Hamilton.
Yeah, which Max was faster with on. Let's see how Max comes through. Oh, 16.7. So.
Only 0.2 behind Hamilton, and then Valtteri comes in behind that. And then was that a time that Perez just set, or is that just where he's at?
He just jumped up to 4th. So that's what we really needed to see from him. We'll see if Max decides to do a new run. He could just be fine sitting and going to Q3.
How often has Red Bull done that, though?
With Max, more often. It's extremely unlikely where his time is that he's gonna get knocked out. He might be 3rd or 4th, but there's likelihood of him getting completely knocked out is unlikely. Oh, and Vettel just jumps up to P3.
But
ahead of Bottas and Perez.
Position in between qualies it doesn't factor into anything, right?
No, it doesn't
as
matter.
long as you get through, you're through. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
And the only one that sets the thing is Q3.
Right. So, and Pierre up to P4 ahead of Bottas and Perez. Lando 7.
That McLaren looks pretty long coming through that turn there.
Yeah. I think it's the paint scheme.
Okay.
I think those longer blue stripes on the side make it look a little bit longer.
I understand.
Stretch
the cat
it out.
Amongst the pigeons. Did you hear that? I like that.
I missed that. What were they saying that about?
Having a driver having a driver like in a location on the track where they don't really belong, like putting the cat among the pigeons, where that driver will just like eat everybody else up.
Gotcha.
I didn't hear who they were talking about though. I like that phrase.
And Fernando, yeah, just turned 40.
He's an old guy.
A couple days ago. Yep, him and Kimmy, the old heads. Alonso's 40, Kimmy's I think 41. These old men.
Well, it's interesting that it's a sport where they are able to do it as they get older. Like how many other sports do they talk about? Like, oh, this person's washed up, they should have retired however long ago, yada yada yada.
Like 29.
Yeah, I think it's exciting that they that they're able to keep their health to a level where they're able to do this continually. Ooh. That's pretty exciting. Yeah, that probably wasn't good.
No, Alonso just went P3.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the bag on the track that he ran over.
No, I'm talking about his time.
Just hammered it in there.
Yeah. But no, I completely agree. I think this and like golf are two of the sports that I feel like you can compete at many different ages. And golf is like much. It still requires a lot of physicality, but not to the extent of some. Ooh.
Signs goes into the wall.
No.
Oh.
Red flagged. Oh, how did he keep the... Oh, no, Carlos. Don't do more damage to your...
Yep, I crashed. It's like, yeah, we saw that, dude.
Well, and he like tried to start going with the wing all broken off, and then just runs over it and gets stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, like if he hadn't run over the wing, if like a marshal had just come out and like ripped that off or something, he's ooh. Yeah, I'm surprised that he was able to even get that moving afterwards, but it looks like he just hit it completely perfectly in the side almost. Like
and then it like snapped, the thing like snapped back and rolled under. Oof.
Yeah, the front wing.
So that may take a little bit to clean up. They did red flag the session, so we will hit the recording button again once we are back underway.
Yep, and we'll give you guys updates on what's going on. So we'll be back in just a minute.
And we're back. Seems like his car has been cleaned up. They got it got it off the track. And we will be ready to resume for the last, 6 minutes or so of Q2.
Yeah, and that was really quick, honestly. I was not expecting them to get that quickly off the track, cleaned up, and all to go. But now Leclerc's got a lot of pressure to be able to perform well, get a good grid spot for Ferrari to look pretty decent this weekend.
And we'll have to see where Carlos where his last time was.
He was 14, but I don't know if of course he could have that time passed, and the other thing to think about is if he does get a grid penalty as well, he could be starting back as low as 18th, 17th, right. somewhere in there.
Okay. Okay, the clock is ticking down. We are underway for Q2. Back again.
So
seems like a couple of the cars are still waiting in the garages. We have we've got the tire warmers on some. We're with the Alfa Romeo guys. The Alpines are ready for release. I think a couple of these cars are just burning some time.
Yeah. waiting for a little bit longer to get that one last little run in. So going through data, making sure everything's good, seeing where they're losing time on the laps. But yeah, really not a lot of debris to pick up after that Sainz crash. That was pretty easy, honestly.
It seemed like clean contact, nothing like snapped off or didn't go too poorly.
And that would be like, I think that would only be like a yellow flag, I think, or for a safety car during an actual race. But for qualifying, it's just easier. Plus, it doesn't, like, the guys don't lose any time to just bring them into the pits, clean it up quick, and get going. Like, that was fast. So, trying to see. They aren't showing us the positions of where everyone... Yeah.
I wonder how many of them are drinking those Red Bulls.
Or if it's just for marketing.
I imagine it is, man. Like,
I'd probably...
I just can't see these, like, well-performing guys, like, reaching for sugar and caffeine. Like, yeah, this is what we need right now.
The guys on the pit wall, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't think that Max's water pouch is filled with Red Bull, though.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
That would be wild, though. That would be interesting.
Yeah, definitely unsafe. Like, right? You probably dehydrate yourself.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, warm Red Bull. Not even warm. Like, literally boiling Red Bull. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, drinking hot water out of that is probably tough enough. Let alone... that sounds disgusting.
Right. Fastest sectors. Max has 1 and 2. Hamilton has 21 seconds in Sector 3.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
So we've got Gasly, Hamilton, and Verstappen all in. Oh, and Max is coming out on the softs. Interesting. Oh, and sorry, that was Valtteri on track for Mercedes. Lewis still in the garage, getting ready to come out. I love how the cameramen are trying to add drama. That camera angle of the Mercedes pit guy with the Red Bull pit wall in the background.
That was Netflix saying, "Here, get this angle for us."
Yeah, seriously. It's gonna be a spicy weekend.
Oh, I know. I always love the cuts on YouTube where people like edit an F1 moment, like they would edit it like on Drive to Survive, like something like innocuous. They like cut it together in like a super like intense way.
I have not seen those. I'll have to take a look. That's funny,
dude. It's funny. It'll be like Q1 for Spa if Drive to Survive was editing it, and it'll just be like, you know, just like a fast lap for a driver, but like all the angles are like, it's like really intense. It's super funny.
That's awesome. All right, let's see what we got going here.
This is going to be, like, super interesting, actually. I don't think any of these... All of these drivers are only going to be enough to do one lap.
Oh, yeah.
Which is interesting. Like, they literally burned, like, 6-7 minutes. Like, I don't know what the strategy is behind that. Like, okay, like, if all of us got delayed, like, we're going to try and... It feels like a jockeying for position. Like, why don't they just want to get that many laps done?
Well, because these are your race tires, so like you don't want to put in too many extra laps because like these are the actual tires that you have to start on the race. So
that's
like it's not just the color of the tire, whether it's red, white, or yellow. It's that as well. So, but we're on board here with the Alpine of Esteban Ocon. Solid first sector.
Nice little chicane there.
Yep. Bottas goes second. And as Ocon's coming around a couple of the last turns of section 2 or sector 2, he is having a really, really good run. Verstappen, fastest sector 2. Gasly goes first.
And I was going to say it was a 1:16.3. That's pretty good. But
and
then
Max
Max was a 1:15.
You're like a split second ahead of me. But wow, Max first into the 1:15s. Beautiful. Ocon with a really nice run there. 6th fastest. Let's see. Here comes Danny Ricciardo. On the softs, coming through. Stroll goes P8. He's going to be in the danger zone. Let's see. Ricciardo.
Oh, Perez.
Ricciardo, not a bad run. Pushes Stroll down. Let's see, Lando. There we go, Lando.
Wow. Look at that.
There we go.
Mercedes 6 and 8.
Wow.
Norris P2, Gasly P3. Damn. Danny Ricks does not make it through to Q3.
I was pretty close with who I said would get knocked out.
Yeah.
Sainz, I think.
Yeah.
I think I had Vettel and Stroll out, but I think that would have been the case if Sainz had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would have been dead on.
Yeah, after swapping out Raikkonen for.
Damn. Kudos to Lando, man.
Man. Wow.
Fuck. He didn't sound too happy about that.
No, but I mean, it's still like we've talked about in the episodes. Ricciardo, like, still is just like he's just like like he's not real rude. Doesn't get like too upset. Like he's like, all right, head down. Gotta. Yeah.
You see that on the replay?
Yeah.
Damn. All right, so we are going to be back into the pits here.
Yep, bring all the cars back in for a couple minutes as we get them already. It's like 5 minutes in between each?
Yeah, it's a couple minutes in between.
It's really so quick.
Yeah, and I imagine... I don't know what all has to be done. Like, I don't know if they clean up, like, if they hit the track in any way, like, if they, like, sweep it. I don't think they need to.
And I don't think they want to because it's all rubbered in. I think they want to leave it as much as they can.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting, though, because Max will be starting on the soft tires tomorrow now with that lap he put in. Mm-hmm. So
I think Lewis was on the red stripe as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he Jamaican?
I believe so. Yes. He's chugging down that Jamaican brewskis.
Jamaican lager, my man. I love it. Actually, I don't love it that much. It's not bad, though.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'll drink it occasionally just because it's Jamaican. Basically because it's a Jamaican beer. That's pretty much the only reason. So. But Ocon and Alonso looking real solid with their qualifying.
Yeah, I agree. Seeing both of the Alpines making it into Q3, it's pretty uncommon.
Yeah, and this gets me excited to see Gasly out there too. Gasly put in a really nice time there, up to P3 on the grid for the end of Q2. So we'll see how he's able to turn that into hopefully a high place in Q3 here, but We've
Do you
got
see that
a good
that
battle
foam bit for the wheel
No. Which foam bit? The yellow thing?
on Lance Stroll's car? That big gray foam thing that he's holding on to.
Oh,
That he like rested the Lance Stroll's like wheel on that,
interesting.
as though like if you're resting this wheel, this is where you're putting it. Like it had a home for it.
Gotcha.
That's kind of sick.
Those the wheel, like the driver, or
Fucking expensive, I know.
yeah, like
Yeah.
stupid expensive.
That's what's funny about Lando. Lando has a clip on YouTube of him reacting to Max's crash from Baku, and when he just pulls the wheel off and just like throws it out of the front of his car, and Lando's like, "Well, that wasn't expensive." It's like, damn, dude.
Yeah, Lando cracks me up.
Yeah, he's funny,
He is funny. But
and
Kimi,
he's a fucking insane driver too.
oh yeah,
Look at these old heads, man. I love that. That's gonna be us, bro.
oh yeah.
Me and you just old as fuck, just hanging out at F1 tracks. Look at that.
Drinking. What is that?
Dude, that is sick. That is a custom-made little thing to watch
is
that
someone's
race.
farm that they built. Yeah.
That's amazing.
to be
I
able
love
to
Formula
like.
1.
That's awesome.
And you have to figure, like, these races are live more than just, you know, for Formula 1. There's a bunch of you know, championships going on, so they may be able to watch a good amount.
Yeah, I'm curious.
That's pretty cool.
I'm kind of curious about MotoGP. I want to watch that a little more. It's fun. It looks fun. It looks scary, but
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, these guys know what's up. They have their umbrellas.
oh yeah. I hate that though. It's kind of a dick move.
Yeah, it does limit visibility, I think, for the people up behind you.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the homie. He is cut.
Yeah. That
Damn,
dude
bro.
Ripped.
Kudos, man.
Shirtless and ripped, just chilling. Speaking of someone who's shows off their muscles, Lewis Hamilton on screen.
It looks like he's snoozing. The angle they had that at, it looked like he was, like, nodded off taking a nap.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't
not?
blame the guy. I would just be surprised.
Yeah, he's probably just pretty tired, you know.
If anybody deserves a nap in this life, it's probably Lewis. He works pretty hard.
Yeah. Yeah. He's earned it.
He's earned a nap or two.
He's allotted like 3 naps a year per Bono and Toto. That's it though.
What's his handler's name? I would love to know what that girl's name is that carries his book bag around.
Is that his handler? Or is that his like? I guess it wouldn't be his like girlfriend or whatever. But
Not unless he has a slave for a girlfriend. Maybe he has Princess Leia as his girlfriend. He's a real Jabba the Hutt, you know?
I just talk about him showing off his muscles, and now you're going straight to Jabba the Hutt.
Well, Jabba didn't have any muscles.
Yeah, I know, but I was talking.
Maybe that's what made Jabba so fearful, or fearsome, is that he was just one big muscle. Maybe that was the idea.
Yeah, it might be. Honestly, it's really confusing to me how the Hutts really got into power because they're not fighters.
No, not at all.
Like, they're just...
And they're slow, and they're big.
Yeah.
And even in the Mandalorian, like, everybody speaks Hutese, like, the Hutts are, like, the ruling class.
Yeah, the Hutts...
Which is weird.
It is very strange, but...
Oh, who's that? Who's that? You see that guy?
What, the guy in the white shirt?
Yeah, that was a young driver. Who is that?
That might be Stoffel Van Dorn.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
Mercedes contract rumors bubble as young driver seen in the paddock.
Yeah, that's Stoffel Van Dorn.
Oh, okay. All right, we know that guy. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, clearly I don't know that guy. I didn't know who it was.
I was thinking young person, Mercedes garage, looks like a driver. They're reserve.
It was Tom Cruise, actually.
Ah. Surprise.
I only watch F1 for the tire warmers.
Yeah.
I love the there's an image of Lewis Hamilton at a race one weekend where he has like a coat on and he has like the tire warmers like over his shoulders. I was like, that's fucking sick.
That's pretty dope. But now we're getting some cars out onto the grid for Q3. 10 minutes remaining. We've got just about everyone out there right now.
A little bit of a train. We got the McLaren out first, followed by the Alpines. We have one of the Ferraris after that. Both of the Red Bulls and the Mercedes taking up the rear. Oh, who's out there in front? What did I get wrong? I said the McLarens are out front, but there's a gray car.
Gasly.
Gotcha.
Because only one McLaren here.
Only one McLaren.
Sad. Max just chilling.
Oh, look at Toto's hair pulled back. That's so funny.
Can't have that in his face, man. Should I start doing that? Should I just start?
Yes.
Nah, I don't think it's a good look for me.
It would give you fast hair, dude.
I have thought about getting a headband for when I work out, just because my forehead sweats a lot and it gets into my eyes. Stings.
That's what headbands are for. It'd probably be a good idea.
I just don't want to get one that's going to give me some weird headband tan line, you know?
Gotcha. So I saw a client yesterday. She wears a watch on her arm, and she's got the craziest watch tan line. It's hilarious.
I've seen some pretty solid watch tan lines. It's always like it's always runners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's very athletic. Yeah.
It's always runners.
So funny, bro. She's the same person that like she's from around here, and she calls it Caffey.
Why?
She's a weirdo.
That is weird. Coffee. Ooh. C-Max.
We are on board with Max Verstappen.
He's looking clean so far. Let's see how his sector time is. And Max is the first one out, so I think, wow. Purple on sector 1. Up green now. Gasly set a fastest sector. Lewis faster sector 1 now. Ocon goes top, but he's the first person to finish the lap, so.
Damn.
All right.
$115.9.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're right behind him though.
Yeah, we're gonna see how Lewis comes. Oh.
Valtteri gets a 115.7.
Yeah.
Hamilton goes 115.4.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough time to beat.
Well, at least Perez gets up there on P4.
Yeah.
Dude, wow. It's so funny when they're like, where did this pace come from? It's like, no duh. They drive their fastest right at the end of Q3.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Duh, that's how it would work. It's just so funny.
Yeah. So, Max, I think, still has a shot at it. They'll bring him in.
I think he knows, too.
But At least on Valtteri. Say it felt like a lack of grip on that set of tires. So
Right.
All right. Well, we'll see. Lando
Got 5
down to
minutes
9.
left.
Yeah, we're gonna have probably one more little set of quick runs. They'll swap out tires, give them a little pep talk, pat on the butt, and send them on their way.
I don't think they hop up out of the cars to have their butt patted.
There's a built-in thing in the car that you just press a button and it just goes.
It just like taps the butt. That's so funny.
It's like those massage chairs. If you've ever been to, if you've ever gotten a,
Where they just like vibrate up and down your back.
yeah, and it's got like all the. It almost feels like these like balls like kneading you.
Yeah.
You know. That's my favorite kind of massage.
Just a bunch of scrotums just slapping me in the back. Pat, 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 pat.
I just had to say it.
No dick even attached. Just the scrotum and the balls just punching you.
Just kneading in.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. If Vettel doesn't set the best time on a completely clear track.
A little bit of wind.
Mm-hmm.
A whole kilometer per
sad.
hour.
That's got to be such an insane feeling to be the only one on the track.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to get 2 runs in. He's trying to get this one and probably one more.
Right. And right now, he's kind of nailing it. He's looking really good right now.
Not too shabby.
It looked like you went a little wide there.
Yeah, got into the dirt a little bit. Second down on Lewis. He might be able to jump up to like P8 on this run. Let's see. As he's coming around the final turn.
P8? Damn, dude.
Not bad. I still feel like Alonso has some definite room to have a better run. Same with Lando. So
Well, I have a feeling most of these guys have a little bit more pace here.
I feel like Checo's right around where he's been, though. I don't necessarily know for him, but everyone coming out. Oh, and Valtteri's just holding him up. Or is that Hamilton? Yeah,
That's
it is
Lewis.
Hamilton.
Damn, bro. That's so funny.
Wow.
That's so corny.
Yeah. I really that bugs me a little bit. That doesn't seem very sportsmanlike, but I mean, all's fair in love and F1. Interesting.
Like, there's something about that that's like fucking hilarious.
But yeah, it's It is.
The
but
other half is like you said, unsportsmanlike. A little bit.
Yeah. And it, of course it does play in with me being a fan of Max, but like, come on.
That's funny. Yeah, because he's only going to be able to get one lap done.
Yeah. Well, that's all that they're expecting to, but he's got to make sure he gets across the line before these 30 seconds go.
Right.
That's the risk. Like, that is...
Yeah, like, is that cool? Like, can you prevent another driver?
I think the way it's looking, like, 19... I'm worried. I don't know if Max is going to be able to... Locked up a little bit by Lewis. 10 seconds. All right.
Wow.
I hope they do.
Perez
didn't. That's so fucked up. That pisses me off a little bit. No, Perez didn't. Yeah. That's so frustrating. I'm so annoyed with Lewis right now, man. I don't know. I think that is... They're saying that, like, the stewards could look at stuff for being unnecessarily slow. Like, that's...
Right. Well, and then you know if Max, like, tried to, like, go around him, Lewis would have, like, dove in front of him.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, like... From the pit, I get it. That's cute. But you literally, like, back him up trying to prevent the final run.
That's pretty messed up. I'm curious
I don't think
how
cool.
that should be looked at, in my opinion. That's...
I don't know about that,
I'm curious to see what the what Twitter has to say about that, because... Oh, yeah. People already... Oh, my God. Red Bull are going to explode over that slowing down from Lewis. Oh, and then Mercedes tweeting out, yes, boys, it's pole for Lewis in Budapest. Yeah, because he didn't let anyone else have a shot. Oh.
That's so weird, bro.
Yeah.
Like, is that really what you got to do? Is that really what you got to do?
Like, is that...
Conserve points?
Yeah.
Weird, man.
Like I said, seems just really unsportsmanlike to me.
I agree.
Yeah, like yeah. Oh,
look at that!
Christian
fuming.
Christian is. I could see the steam coming out of his ears. Oh, Checo's team radio.
Yeah, like that's just what they're gonna chalk it up to. That's just what they're chalking it up to, man. That's interesting. And hey, like I guess fair play. I imagine there are elements to moments like that all across like Formula 1's history. I just hadn't seen anything like that in like modern F1.
That's strange to see.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know if that's cool, man.
Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, absolutely fantastic job, Lewis. Yeah, great team effort to block everyone out.
Yeah, weird, man. I don't know about that. And I'm not like, it's always difficult where it feels like, as someone who's enjoying the sport, it's like Lewis and Max getting like your one side or another.
Yeah.
But I have to say, like, if that was like Lando P1 and blocked everybody up and prevented laps, like, I still feel like that would be a not cool thing to do for any of the drivers, no matter what the position.
Oh, I completely agree.
Right?
Like, I think I feel as though Lewis is taking additional steps that he wasn't earlier in the season to help ensure that he has every advantage he can get. Which, hey, I mean, you're racing. It's that's their lives. Like, you're racing to be the best. I don't know. It just doesn't sit quite right with me.
Do you think he gets a new hat every time? He looked at that hat and he was like, I don't like that hat.
Might be a new hat.
Maybe a new hat.
Might be a new hat. Lewis is definitely a hat guy.
Definitely a hat guy.
Myself, no. Max is a hat guy, but he's all about the flat brim. Yeah.
Let's see.
Big
Let's see
baller.
what Max says about this.
Yeah. My laptop was dying, so I'm going to have to get this going with just closed captioning on.
Weekend so far, we've been.
I think it's going to be smart, right?
For
Max, starting on the softer tires if they're on the mediums.
I mean, it could allow him to kind of move past and get past them right at the start. So it could be big, but still, just the tire strategy, pit windows, and everything. He's really gonna have to take care of his tires pretty well to be able to make sure that they get him where he needs to be.
Yeah. Damn, that's what's up. Did you see Max? He hopped to dat Valtteri up. I respect that.
Yeah, I like I don't see him doing the same for Lewis, but
Nope. That's what I was getting at.
yeah, Valtteri's been improving as the season's gone along too, which is good to see. So
Yeah, I agree. I'm happy that yeah, I just like to see him consistent and not having anything go wrong.
yeah, he's a good driver. Like, he deserves to be able to show that. And and of course the stream on this computer is freezing up since my laptop was dying, but I'm curious to see what Lewis has to say. He's gonna
say, I can't fucking hear you. Amazing.
Been amazing. It was amazing qualifying. Valtteri's
I've
amazing.
heard him say that phrase before. Like, it really is wild how much they kind of just like repeat the same shit.
Yeah, I gotta appreciate the guys back at the factory.
Yeah, 100%. You know, everybody give it up to God.
Yeah. It's great to see all the support and all the fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that they're not asking him about him slowing everyone down is
They don't care, bro. They don't see that as like a shiesty thing to do. They're just like, ah, it's just racing, dude. Fuck yeah.
yeah. Enjoy the sun and be safe.
Just, I can't hear a word you're saying, bro. He just like chucks up the thumbs up. He's like, hell yeah, dude.
Yep. Yo, that's crazy, bro.
Whoa!
Whoa. But
he's like, dude, I asked you how your mom is, and he's just like giving you a thumbs up, like, whoa, dude, that's so cool. He's like, no, I asked you how you're getting home.
That's wild.
Yeah, just like totally ignoring him. Oh, so rough.
Wow. So we've got Mercedes lockout for the first row of the grid going at the end of qualifying, going into the race. We do also have a Red Bull lockout in the second row with Pierre Gasly starting P5. So I'm interested to see kind of how that ends up with Pierre. Lando, solid P6. Leclerc 7, Ocon 8, Alonso 9, Vettel 10. So, yeah, really the start of tomorrow's race is going to be interesting, seeing how the Red Bulls get off the line. Really want to see how Pierre does in such a good position for himself in that close fight with the Alpines and Aston Martins for that fifth spot in the constructors. So, yeah, should be a fun one.
Yeah, I agree. And I think a lot to play for in the early stages. I think a lot to play for some teams that haven't been in that position, specifically talking about Pierre Gasly. I think that's going to be a really good opportunity for the boys at AlphaTauri to get some points up on the board. Not that they don't, but just, they're in a position for the weekend to do it. So yeah, really looking forward to the race tomorrow. A lot of interesting aspects to look forward to. Definitely keep our eye on, any below the belt, any more below the belt type strategies. We had Red Bull, bringing in the lawyers. The Mercedes boys are slowing down the pack. So it's really going tit for tat here about halfway through the Formula 1 season. I know we're a little less than half, but we're moving. So looking forward to the race tomorrow at the Hungaroring.
Yep. So looking forward to it. We hope you all enjoy it. This has been a qualifying companion for the Tall and Short of It podcast. Justin, want to take us on out?
Hit the like and subscribe button if this is something that you enjoyed. Give us a comment. Give us hit all the buttons, join all the things, and we'll see you next time. Peace out, everybody.
Later.